Welcome Aries, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be reading the astrology chart and letting you know which planets may be affecting you most this week. I'm also going to be pulling your tarot for the week ahead. When I talk about houses, I'm talking about Aries ascendants, but all other messages are suitable for Aries, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. So we've got some big movements with the planets this week, important placements and powerful placements for the week ahead. Early in the week we have Sun conjunct Pluto. It will be strongest on the 21st, January 21st, when they're both sitting 1 degree in Aquarius. So this energy can be quite intense. It can bring about profound self-transformations. It may experience significant shift in your identity or your personal power. You may also feel the need to stand up for yourself or face your fears, or finally emerge victorious about difficulties that you have been facing. It's quite an intense presence, this energy between the Sun and Pluto. And you may feel that your aura is a little bit more attracting or magnetic over this current week. Now this placement the conjunction that is happening between Pluto and the Sun will be during the entire week. You'll feel this energy over the entire week. Pluto represents changes and transformations, facing your fears, your power struggles or your self-empowerment, and the Sun is all about your vitality and illuminating what needs to be addressed. It can also be energy and transformation here as these two come together over the entire week, but the strongest energy will be on the 21st of January. Now the cards on the table for you as I take a look at your tarot, and then I'll head back over to your chart. We've got the Justice in the reverse position, indicating a level of injustice happening over this week, or a sense that you may be feeling certain situations may feel a little bit unfair to you. We've got the King of Swords in the upright position, asking you to look at the situation with reasoning and thought and logic. Here we've got the King sitting in his upright position, indicating that he's in his full strength and powers when it comes to the thoughts and words that he uses or that you use over this current week. We have the Knight of Cups also in the upright position, indicating this is a good time for romance or for coming together with others. Now this will be strongest on the 26th of January this week. We have Venus will be trining Mars. Now trining is a helpful aspect. So when these two energies come together, which is the planet of love and balance and the planet of passion and energy, come together, they can be quite intense. So it can bring about balancing here with the emotions, balancing love and passion, balancing creative expression. You may have extra energy this week and be able to use that for creative pursuits. It's all about attractiveness and charm as well here, because we have that male, masculine, feminine energy with Mars and Venus. Now it's quite dynamic energy, but it's harmonious energy, and that's what I'm feeling with this romance card and the Knight of Cups, but also with the injustice. I feel like this will come to a heightened energy on the 26th of January for you, this level of looking at what areas need balancing in your life, especially when it comes to masculine feminine situations. That could be the masculine feminine part of you, or that could just be traits such as creativity, sensuality versus passion and energetic energy here, but coming together, balancing, bringing these energies together as the trining energies come together to help each other towards the end of the week. Now in the middle of the week we have Mercury opposing Mars. This energy can indicate be aware of disputes and arguments over this time, because Mercury is all about communication. It's how you think, it's how you learn, it's how you communicate. But Mars can bring in quite intense, impulsive kind of energy. So here it's about impulsive communication. So being careful to think before you speak, especially since we've got this King of Swords sitting in the upright position. So taking a look at the placements for your sign specifically, Aries. We're looking at, I'm just letting you know too where these situations will be playing out. We have got the trining the Sun conjunct Pluto on the 21st. Now that is taking place in Aquarius, and for you Aries, that's going to be your 11th house. So where I'm talking about the Aries ascendant signs here, 11th house indicates projects, it indicates community, coming together with other people, higher causes also. Now we have got the other placements that are big this week will be Mercury squaring Chiron. So Mercury is in Capricorn, and Capricorn for you Aries is going to be your 10th house. So this could be happening in your career area, your career sector, your job, your role in life. Mercury opposing Mars on the 24th, the middle of the week. So Mercury will be, as I said, will be sitting in Capricorn, which is your 10th house, and Mars will be sitting in Cancer. Cancer for you Aries is going to be your 4th house. So there could be things going on with family here, because 4th house is your family. So here we're looking at energies of opposing, these two energies opposing, so work opposing family. So this is the kind of intensity that you could be coming here. It's around dynamics of work life balance or family and work balance, because these two energies are going to be directly opposite each other. Most strongest felt on the 24th. That's when they'll be directly, as I just double check that as I flip through the chart, going up to the 24th, we have Mercury at 23 degrees and Mars at 23 degrees. So Mars will be sitting in your 4th house and Mercury will be sitting in your 10th house. Now what this says is a bit of a tug-of-war energy between the two aspects. So, or the two planets or the two houses. And for you, the 10th house of career will be exactly opposing energies from the family dynamics here, as these two planets sit at 23 degrees on the 24th of January. So you'll feel this energy of perhaps tug-of-war or trying to balance out energies between family and work, and making sure you have enough time or giving the correct amount of time to each area. So hope you have a beautiful week ahead, Aries. I will see you again next week. Welcome Taurus, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'll be reading the chart for you, letting you know which placements are going to be most relevant to you this week, as well as pulling your tarot for the week ahead. Now we do have some big placements coming up in, first of all, we have the Sun. Welcome to Aquarius season. We actually have the Sun has just gone into Aquarius as of the 20th of January. So welcome, we are now in Aquarius season. Aquarius is all about being uniquely yourself. It's about thinking outside of the box, doing things a little bit differently. It can be about separating yourself from where you feel you are weighed down or restricted in any way. It can also be about revolutionary or rebellious energy, but also technology plays a big part here as well with Aquarians. Technological energy here with Aquarius energy. Now the Sun and Pluto will be sitting in both coming into conjunction, strongest over the entire week, but the strongest energy will be felt on the 21st of January. Now for you, the Sun, and this is playing out in Aquarius, this is your 10th house. So this is coming, if you're an ascendant Taurus, this is playing out in your area of your role in life, your public role, your job, your career. So this is where you're going to feel the intensity of these energies. Now it can bring in a profound self-transformation here, identifying your personal power, your true identity, or coming to light where you excel, areas where you are quite strong in the workforce or you're skilled in what you do. It's quite an intense energy. It can bring magnetic energy around your aura. It can make people more attracted to you as well. But it can also bring in deep insight here, uncovering truths about yourselves or truth about your situation. If you're a Taurus ascendant, we're talking about your career or your job. Things could be coming to light here as you face your fears and address issues that may need to be addressed around your career or job or what you're doing. Especially intense intense over this current week, because they will be coming into true conjunction, as I said, most strongest on the 21st of January. Now this can bring in a little bit of anxiety, I'm seeing here as we're looking at the start of the week. A little bit of anxiety which could be going on here with this energy that's playing out in your 10th house. Now also playing out earlier on in the week, we will have Mercury squaring Chiron. This can bring in difficult conversations, facing challenges in expressing your true feelings or articulating your pain here. Now pain, we're talking Chiron is the wounded healer, so we're talking about different wounds or maybe even mental illnesses or feelings that you have around mental or speaking your truth. There could be some kind of blocks here, or some kind of things that need traumas or pains that need to be addressed with this situation. As we move into the middle of the week, we are looking at Mercury opposing Mars. Now this energy could be quite impulsive, because Mercury is all about communication and Mars is also all about impulsiveness or extra energy. It can be about battles, conflicts, competition here. Now I've got a lot of sword energy on the table here, so maybe sharp words or sharp tongue in this particular middle of the week, quite intense here with that mental impulsive speech. But we also have a little bit of mental stress. It can be indicated from Mercury, because Mercury is how you think. It's not only about your communication and speech, but it's how you think. And having that intense energy of Mars coming together in this opposition, tug-of-war energy with each other. Now, Mercury for you is in, I'm just letting you know, Mercury is in Capricorn. Capricorn for you is going to be your 5th house, and this is going to be trining energy. So trining energy overall is here to help you personally, Taurus, because it is a fellow earth sign. So the energy is quite helpful to you, it's quite comfortable to you, but it is energy, it's the opposing energy that's going on with Mars that is the issue here. Now, while the Mercury in Capricorn is no problem, it makes you very comfortable to speak your truth, but I feel you need to be careful about thinking about things over this time, especially on the 21st, before you let them out. So it's about being comfortable with what you're saying, but first thinking about putting a little thought into what you say. Don't just let things impulsively slip out here, because you may regret some things that you say. Now, we have the choices card. The lovers card can indicate choices can coming up here, but I'm also feeling it's indicating people close to you. So you can see the two people coming together, but either sides we've got two swords. So I feel a little bit of sharpness here on either sides that you'll need to be aware of, especially around the middle of the week. Now this energy of Mercury opposing Mars will be for the entire week this week, which our week goes from the 20th of January through to the 27th of January, but most intensifies as this complete opposition occurs on the 24th, and that will be when they're both at 23 degrees. Now, if you have any planets in your natal chart that are 23 degrees, it's going to intensify this energy even more. Now, on towards the end of the week, we have Venus trining Mars. Now, this is very helpful energy as I move the chart along and take a look at this. This is energy coming together. Trining energy is helpful energy. It's energy where these planets work together. So we'll have Mars working together. Mars is in Cancer. Cancer for you is going to be your 11th house, Taurus. So this is energies of the greater good, the community, projects, things like that. Now it's coming into a trining energy with a fellow water sign, because we have our water sign being the Cancer where it is, and then we'll have the Venus. We'll be moving into, let me find the Venus on the chart. I did make notes earlier here, but I'm just looking for it now. It is in Pisces, so it's in a water sign, which is Pisces, and Pisces for you, Taurus, is going to be your 3rd house. So this is going to be energy around communication. So communication could be helped along with this Mars energy. Now this Mars energy brings in a positive energy, but it brings in energy of helping you express your feelings, because this is playing out in your 3rd house, and it's also about it's that kind of expressive energy here with the third house. Now, and Mars can be quite impulsive. It can be extra energy here, but Venus is quite balancing and calm. So it's calm and rational. So we're balancing the two energies. So while we have this little bit of intensity going on towards the middle of the week, I feel it becomes more harmonious towards the end of the week. The start of the week, it's all about personal growth and transformation, and it's about coming into light, deep insights about yourself, uncovering hidden truths about yourself, facing fears or things that have been issues to you in the past, and emerging victorious. So this is what's going on at the start of the week. Now we also have at the end of the week, we've got the Ace of Swords here with new ideas coming for you. So I feel it's going to give you a little more clarity, a bit more mind. You're going to cut through some of the mind fog that could have been happening towards the start of the week. So your mental ability or agility is what I'm hearing, could be coming stronger and clearer here as we fight through some of this brain fog or this anxiety that's been occurring at the beginning of the week. So thank you for joining me, Taurus. I will see you again next week. From Gemini, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs, I'm going to be reading the chart for you, letting you know which planets may be affecting you most this week, and also pulling tarot for you for the week ahead. Now we have some big movements coming up for the week ahead, and I'll let you know how they affect you, Gemini. Now if I'm talking houses, I'm talking Gemini Ascendant. Otherwise, any of these messages are suitable for Gemini Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. Now towards the beginning of the week, we have got the Sun will be conjunct Pluto. So welcome to Aquarius season on the 20th of January, the beginning of our astrology week. It is the Sun enters into Aquarius, but it will be conjuncting Pluto. So this conjunction will line up for the entire week. The energy will be over the entire week of this reading, but it's most intense on the 21st and 22nd of the month. So let me just jump backwards so I can check those degrees. So on the 21st of January, it's going to be both at 1 degree. Pluto and the Sun both at 1 degree. Now this is quite intense energy. It can bring more magnetism to your aura or your energy, and people more attracted to you. It can also bring deep insights because Pluto is very deep, and it could be about you uncovering hidden truths about yourself. Now you may experience significant shifts in your identity and your personal power, because we're talking about identity being the Sun and Pluto being the planet of changes and transformation, wanting you to face your fears around your identity and who you really are. Now Gemini, I'm looking at Aquarius for you. This is your 5th house, and 5th house represents your creativity, can also be your children, but can also be your need to find happiness and joy in your life as well. So these things could be affected by this energy, and that how that plays out for you will depend on you. It can play out in a positive aspect. It can play out in a positive light if you use this to your advantage, or it can be quite challenging. A conjunction generally is not challenging energy. It is energy of these planets coming together, bringing the strength of their energy together. So that's why it's such an intense presence when Pluto is conjunct the Sun. So it can bring in a bit of a renewal, overcoming challenges and emerging stronger from this challenging this challenging planet of Pluto coming into conjunction with the Sun. We also early in the month, now this placement will go through the entire week, but it will be strongest on the 21st. We have Mercury, which is your ruler, Gemini, will be squaring Chiron. Chiron's the wounded healer, and it talks about struggles or traumas or pains from the past and having to deal with them, or reconciliation with your past wounds or pains here. Now this is playing out in Mercury is in Capricorn. Capricorn for you is going to be your 6th house of, it can be about health. It can also about service to others or caring for other people. So this energy could be playing, if you are a Gemini ascendant, is going to be affecting these areas. Now it's going to be squaring Chiron. Chiron is still sitting in Aries, and Aries for you is going to be your 3rd house, about communication. So we are talking about communication here with this area. So communication And the energy of, for you Gemini, which is Capricorn, is your 6th house of health. So it's about communicating your needs, and this is caring for others as well, communicating about fairness and balance and your needs in this situation. I am seeing in the middle of the week that you're coming to, certain things will be coming to a completion here. We have the world in the upright position, and when I take a look at the middle of the month with the astrology placements, we have Mercury opposing Mars. Mercury, as I said, is in Capricorn, which is your 6th house as mentioned, but it will be opposing Mars. Now Mars is over there in Cancer. Cancer is going to be for you your 12th house. 12th house is of endings, so that is fitting for you this week. We've got some endings coming up around the middle of the month here. Now Mercury and Mars coming together. Mercury is all about communication, learning. It's about, you know, what goes into your mind. It's also about what expresses and comes out of your mouth. Now Mercury is quite Mars, which is going to be opposing, is quite intense energy. It's impulsive energy, so it's having to be careful about having a little bit of a filter when you open your mouth, because it can be about the impulsiveness of speech here, but it can also be about extra energy coming in to learn, or extra energy coming into to make completions to certain areas, especially when these areas involve things like social media or marketing or advertising, sales, anything to do with communication here. So you could be bringing some of these things into completion, finally completing projects that involve social media or marketing or sales or advertising here, or work in those areas. Now, towards the end of the week, we have Venus lining up with trining Mars energy. Now, a trining aspect is a helpful aspect. These two planets come together to help each other. This is the masculine and feminine planets, and they're going to be coming together here, this energy. And I feel like this is why we've got the 5 of Swords in the reverse position. It's a little bit of a reconciliation going on here, coming together. It's fusing these two energies, masculine, feminine. Now, this can be playing out with people that are masculine, feminine qualities, or this could be playing out with you yourself, your masculine traits, which is your, you know, action, going out there and achieving and doing and energy, or versus your feeling energy, which is more feminine energy, about feeling. So it's more about that moon kind of energy. So there's about bringing into balance and harmony these two things, because Venus is all about balance and harmony, and trining energy is helpful energy. So it's bringing in the intensity of Mars, impulsiveness and competition, and bringing it together in a more harmonious way. So this is playing out towards the end of the week. So Gemini, just taking a look at your chart to see what is going on in Gemini, we still of course have Jupiter sitting in your 1st house, which of course intensifies everything. Jupiter is all about expansion and growth, and it brings things into heightened growth over this week. Now, I'm looking here at the tarot cards on the table for you. We've got the High Priestess in reverse, involving keeping things close to your chest. So this is, I feel we've got a lot playing out with Mercury. Mercury is squaring Chiron at the beginning of the week. Now, this energy, as I said, goes through the entire week, but it's felt strongest on the 21st of January. Then we have Mercury coming into an opposition with Mars on the 24th. Now, this energy, as I said, is going to be felt through the whole week, but it's going to be most intense in the middle of the week around the 24th. So I feel like some things you are going to have to keep close to your chest here when it comes to communication and speech, and not blurt out everything you feel. But the best energy that we've got here, it's in the middle of the week. We have got this energy of using it for your advantage here, and that's the impulsiveness of Mars coming together with the activeness of the brain and the mind of Mercury. So a little bit of thought here, using this intense energy of Mars to learn more, to create more, to have clearer speech, or to overcome difficulties around advertising, communication, social media here. Mercury also represents social media. So overall, I do see quite a successful week, as long as you can bring into balance and harmony and use the energy to complete projects that you need to complete, and be careful to keep some things close to your chest, whether it's your upcoming goals or things you're looking to achieve or complete, or whether it's things that you impulsively want to say or speak your mind. There are some things you're going to need to keep close to your chest here. So thank you, Gemini. I hope you have a beautiful week ahead. I will see you next week. Welcome Cancer, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be reading the chart for you, letting you know which planets may be affecting you this week, as well as pulling your tarot for the week ahead. Now this week will go from the 20th of January through to the 27th of January, and we have just gone into Aquarius season on the 20th of January. We have got the Sun entering Aquarius. Now it's going to be early for the entire week. This placement, it will be in conjunction with Pluto. Pluto is also at the beginning state 1 degree of Aquarius, and this strength of this placement of this conjunction between the Sun and Pluto will be felt strongest on the 21st and 22nd of January, but you will feel this effect during the entire week of this reading. So here we've got the energy around Sun conjunct Pluto. Pluto is a planet of making changes and transformations. Sun is all about your vitality, your identity. Now here we could be making some profound self transformations, and the Sun conjunct both in Aquarius is going to be for you Cancer. This will be your 6th house. 6th house could represent your health, could come to light here. We could be overcoming and facing challenges around your health. It can also indicate caring for other people, being in the caring industry as well. These things may be, especially if you're a Cancer ascendant, this is where this activity could be playing out for you. Otherwise it can be in any area of your life. Now this can also bring, it's an intense energy coming together. It can make you more magnetic with your energy. It can also bring about uncovering truths about yourself and your identity here, because that's our Sun energy, and Pluto wants to delve deep in and uncover deepness and depth here. So you could be really getting into the depth of who you really are, your identity, especially as you're coming into Aquarius energy. As the Sun moves into Aquarius, it's all about identity and identity with the Sun, but Aquarius is about uniqueness and really coming to terms with who you really are and why you're different to other people and what makes you unique. So these could become, this can also bring in a rebirth or a renewal when it comes to your identity and your uniqueness and what about your life is unique. So these are some of the questions that could be coming up towards the most strongest felt in the beginning of the week, of this astrology week. And this week goes between the 20th of January through to the 27th of January. Now also earlier on in the week we have got Mercury squaring Chiron. Mercury is in Capricorn, and for you Cancer, that's going to be your 7th house of relationships. It is your opposition sign. So over in the opposition sign we have got Mercury. Mercury is all about that communication with relationships and people close to you, and here we've got the Lovers in reverse, indicating some kind of disharmony. So here, especially at the beginning of the week, this is our first card, beginning of the week, we've got the most intense energy of Mercury squaring Chiron. The energy will be felt through the entire week, but it will be felt strongest on the 21st of January. So over this time, just be a little bit more careful with, because you and maybe your partner as well may be dealing with things that is about past wounds or past traumas. So just be careful not to trigger each other here. Now this is quite a difficult energy. The Mercury squaring aspect is quite challenging and difficulty, but if you can overcome it, it will make you stronger. So that's what the squaring energy is. It's intense to go through, but if you can buckle down and work your way through this situation, then it will make your relationship stronger or make you a stronger person. Can also be mental blocks here, could indicate, especially when we've got this brain fog energy right here as well. This can be caused from the Mercury square Chiron. Can have the effect of brain fog, mental fog, obstacles when it comes to understanding or processing things around the past or traumas or things that trigger you. So this could be going on here. There could be a little bit of mind fog. You could be feeling a little fatigued. It could be coming in from this disharmony that's happening around relationships around you. Could be bringing you a little bit of brain fog, as we have the Ace of Swords in the reverse position. But we also, it is significant with the planets at the moment, with Mercury squaring Chiron, which will go through the entire week, but strongest on the 21st. Now, as we come into the middle of the week, we do have Mercury opposing Mars. Mars for you is going to be Mars will be in Cancer. It's going to be in your first house. So you're going to be especially feel this energy because it's playing out in your parallel, which is your house of Cancer. against the parallel of the 7th house of relationships. So it's your energy versus the energy of those close to you. So we've got this opposition push and pull energy that will be taking place between Mercury and Mars, but also your 1st house and your 7th house if you are a Cancer ascendant. Now, the energy of Mercury is all about learning. It's about speech and communication. And the energy of Mars is about impulsiveness. It can be competition. It can be conflicts. It can be passion if you use it in the right way. I do see a little bit of tension, though, with your cards, Cancer. So it's all about understanding that the placement of the planets do affect you. And if you can think, well, it's just where Mercury is, it's just where Mercury is opposing Mars, that's what's bringing in this tense energy around my relationships. So if you can understand that, then it will help you not get so triggered by situations that occur, and then you can deal with them a little bit better. Now, you may also be feeling a little bit of frustration here with the cards. I feel quite intense energy around you, and I do feel that's because we have Mercury opposing Mars through the entire week, playing out on your direct axis here, that Cancer Capricorn axis. So it's going to be quite a little bit challenging, but if you can understand that it's just a planet, it's just temporary, it's not going to be forever, and work through that way. Now, it could leave you with a bit of frustration or a bit of brain fog here, feeling a little bit disharmonious within relationships, but just understand it's a passing phase and don't be triggered. Be careful not to be too impulsive with speech here, as we have the Mercury sitting across from Mars on your axis, and this energy is going to be what is going to affect you most this week. Towards the end of the week, we have Venus trining Mars on the 26th. It again will be felt through the whole week. I feel this is going to be your most intense energy, will be the Mercury opposing Mars, but we will have Venus trining Mars. Now, trining is a helpful aspect. It's when planets come together, their energy to help each other. Now, we've got the energy of Venus coming into contact with Mars. So the masculine, feminine energy, the impulsiveness versus the balance and peace and calm coming together, merging to work together here. So it's hopeful more closer to the end of the week, where it's going to be most intense, this energy, with this beautiful balanced relationship energy. But I feel if you can just work your way through the beginning of this intense energy over the start of the week, towards the energy, it will become more creative or balanced energy here within relationships. But it can also bring the need to use this impulsive energy of Mars in a very creative way, Venus creative way. It can also bring in attractiveness and charm as towards the end of the week, and bring your relationships into harmony instead of disharmony. So that's what it's all about, the energy here. So if you can get through the beginning of this week, Cancer, I feel you're going to fly through the back end of this week. So I hope you have a good week. Just keep in mind it's just a planet placement at the moment. You can blame Mercury opposing Mars for any little frustrations or brain fog that you're feeling this week, and it's going to feel a little bit more harmonious and peaceful towards the end of the week. So thank you for joining me, Cancer. I will see you again next week. Welcome, Leo, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be reading the chart for you for the week ahead and letting you know which planet placements are going to be affecting you most this week. I'm also going to be pulling your tarot for the week ahead and letting you know what may be coming up for you. Now, when I mention houses, I'm talking about Leo ascendants, but the rest of the reading is suitable for Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. So this reading will go from January 20th through to January 27th, and welcome to Aquarius season. Now, Aquarius is your opposing sign, Leo, so it's the opposite energy to you. Now, you're all about shining your light in the world, standing up and not being afraid to show your leadership skills and shining, being part of community, being part of groups and other people, but the opposite energy is Aquarius. Aquarius sometimes sit on the fence. They sometimes sit on the outside of the box. They look at things differently than a Leo does. So we've got the sun moving into Aquarius. So this energy can be a little bit confusing for you because we've got the Mercury in reverse. So this energy of sun which is all about your identity and who you are, becoming, making you question your uniqueness and how you're unique to other people. So it's quite different for you. It's quite confusing. So it can be about how are you different to other people? How do you stand out from the crowd? How do you express yourself in a way that's very unique and not like everybody else? So these things may be a little bit confusing over the start of the week. Now, this energy goes through the entire week of this reading, but it will be felt most intense on the 21st and 27th of this week. Now, the Pluto and the Sun energy coming together in Aquarius, which is your opposition sign in your 7th house, Leo, if you're an ascendant sign, which brings into play your personal relationships around you. It can be quite profound. It can be about self-transformation. It can be about really experiencing shifts in your personal power, your identity, facing your fears, standing up for yourself. Your uniqueness within relationships can come into play here. Now, it's also about intense energy, because we have that intenseness of Pluto, can make you more magnetic. It can be more intense with your energy or your people closest to you, because we're talking about your opposition house of partnerships or relationships. We also have this energy of rebirth and renewal on the table. So this aspect can signify overcoming challenges and emerging stronger from the challenges. So I feel also it's all about desire here with the Devil in the upright position, indicating your need to work out, what you desire within relationships, because I feel this intensity of this placement of what the planets are doing this week really brings your partnerships and your relationships around you into play. Now, if you're single, this will make you think about your desired partner here, because we had the desires card with the Devil, and about looking at what you specifically desire in a partner, whether you're single or in a relationship. This could be coming into play here as well. Now, that could bring in a little bit of confusion here with the moon in the reverse position, but this is what the energy is going to be most affected here. I feel with you is the Sun conjunct Pluto is going to be the strongest energy over this week for you, Leo, because it's playing out in your relationship house. You're in your sign opposite you. Now, we also on the 21st, we're going to have Mercury squaring Chiron. Mercury is in Capricorn. That's your 8th house, about going deep, which is also Pluto. It's ruled by Pluto. Pluto is about going deep as well. So we've got this Mercury energy about learning more about yourself, expressing yourself in a very deep way with partners and people close to you, being very transparent about what your needs and what your desires are going to be important this week as well, both with the cards on the table, but also with the intensity of the planets in the sky, which is Sun conjunct Pluto, your identity, your needs, your who you are, and going deep with that, your self-transformation, but also Mercury squaring Chiron being the planet in your house of, for you, Leo, that's going to be in Capricorn, which is your 8th house of going deep and sharing yourself deeply with another person, being transparent about your needs and desires. Now, as we move into the middle of the week, we're looking at Mercury will be opposing Mars. So Mercury, which is your 8th house if you are an ascendant Leo in Capricorn, whereas Mars is going to be in Cancer, and Cancer for you, Leo, is going to be your 2nd house. This is all about your resources, your value, your worth. So it comes into also, I think, coming into play this week is all about your worth within relationships. What do you bring to the table? What are you worth? These things are going to be addressed this week. What your worth, your value, how it's affected by other people, and what their worth and value is as well. I feel it's a really big dynamic between yourself and other people this week. A little bit confusing. It's showing you need to be transparent with your desires, but also transparent about what you bring to the table and what you bring to the relationship as well, also going to be important. Now, towards the end of the week, we have Venus trining Mars. Mars, as I said, is in Cancer. Cancer for you, as I mentioned, is going to be your 2nd house, and it is going to be trining Venus in Pisces. So Pisces for you is going to be your 6th house. 6th house is all about caring for other people. It can be also your health, which gets addressed here as well. So this energy of Mars and Venus coming together can be quite creative. So Venus is all about balance and harmony. I'm feeling the energies to be very, very calm, peaceful towards the end of the week, because I'm tapping into this Venus in Pisces energy. Venus in Pisces energy feels very calm. It feels very flowy, going with the flow here, very important. So I feel if you can bring into harmony this masculine and feminine energy here, which is Mars and Venus, or this creativeness, this peacefulness, that coming into touch with your emotions, as well as your needs and desires and your impulsive energy here as well. Bringing these things into harmonious flow, I feel is going to be really beneficial towards the end of the week. It could also be that you use this burst of energy that you have at the end of the week to do something very creative as well. So I hope you have a beautiful week ahead, Leo. I will see you again next week. Welcome, Virgo, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be taking a look at the astrology placements at the moment this week and letting you know which ones are going to be affecting you most this week. I'm also going to be pulling your tarot for the week ahead. Now this is when I talk about houses, I'm talking about the Virgo ascendant. Otherwise, the message will be suitable for all Virgo ascendant, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. This reading is going to go from January 20th through to January 27, and welcome to Aquarius season. The sun has just entered Aquarius on January 20th. Now it comes into conjunction here with Pluto. This is quite a dynamic and intense energy here because we have the sun, which is all about your vitality and your identity. It's coming into conjunction with Pluto. Pluto is about going deep. It's about facing your fears. It's about changes and transformation. So this energy coming together is quite intense energy. It can be bringing powerful self transformation here. It can be significant shifts in your identity and your personal power. It can be standing up for yourself. It can be looking like overcoming challenges and emerging stronger because you have dealt with them. Now for you, this energy of Aquarius is going to be in your 8th house. So this is about going deep here. 8th house is about going deep. It's about sharing yourself with another person. It's about those deep parts of yourselves that you do not really share often with other people or just the general public. You can share these things with people very close to you, but it's things that you don't share with the outside world. So these are things that's going to be really felt here. I feel you're going really deep here because of that Pluto in that placement of the 8th house for you, but it's got that light shining here with the sun. The energy is shining a light on what you need in a very deep way from other people. You're deep, it can be expansive energy I'm feeling here as well here, but it feels to be quite intense energy, strong energy, going deep, facing your fears, going in doing some shadow work, looking at yourself in a very deep way and understanding what your needs are here and as it forms part of your identity. Now for here, I'm feeling it's kind of like your personality that the people see, the outside world sees, versus the energy of that shadow side of yourself, that deep dark part of yourself here is what's really going to come into balance here with this conjunction. Now this conjunction goes over the entire part of the week, but it's felt strongest on the 21st and 22nd of this week. This energy could be quite intense. You could be doing some shadow work or some dark night of the soul work here, but it's going to emerge. Doing the work is going to allow you to emerge victorious or stronger in your identity and who you really are. Getting to know yourself in a very deep way is what this energy is all about. Now we also have Mercury squaring Chiron here. Now Mercury for you is going to be in your 9th house. This is all about expansiveness. It's all about travel, exploration, adventure. The 9th house is ruled by Jupiter, so it is all about expansion, which is where we have the 3 of Wands in the upright position here. Now this is going to be affecting you this week, Virgo, because we've got the Mercury squaring Chiron. Squaring energy can be quite challenging, but if you work through the situation, it's going to be, and it's funny here because tradition is also what the 9th house represents. So this is the biggest thing I think that's going to affect you this week, Virgo, is that 9th house energy. if you're a Virgo ascendant, it's playing out in your 9th house, the Mercury squaring Chiron. Chiron's all about your past wounds, your pains, your traumas, your triggers. And here I'm feeling playing out in your 9th house of your exploration, your higher learning, traditional values, morals and ethics also play a part here. And it's interesting because we've got the expansiveness of the house ruled by Jupiter, which is the 9th house, sitting next to that, which is a house which rules traditional values, morals and ethics. So this is where I feel the biggest work is going to be done for you over this week. And it's all about squaring Chiron, which means it's about having difficult conversations, facing challenges and expressing your true feelings, dealing with them, articulating your pain or your triggers or your traumas here, and really going in deep with these things. It can be healing also through communication, because Mercury is all about communication, and I'm feeling the Chiron is healing. It's the wounded healer, so it's also about healing. So it's about it's quite an intense aspect, but it encourages you to find a way to heal through sharing your experiences with other people. Now, it is showing on the cards, the 8 of Wands is showing this energy to be swift. It's not here forever. It's just a cycle. The energy here is playing out intensely through this entire week, but it will be felt most intense on the 21st and 22nd of January. So this here I feel is going to be the way you make breakthroughs. I'm getting the word breakthrough coming into your reading. It's about making breakthroughs through because of communication and speaking, talking about your feelings, because people can't understand you unless you talk about your situation, talk about your feelings here. That's what I'm seeing on the table for you. But please know it's just swift, this energy, this intense energy. As we move through to the middle of the week, we've got Mercury opposing Mars. Mercury, as I said, Mercury for you is Capricorn, which is 9th house. It's all in this energy. So earlier on in the week, we've got Mercury, which is your 9th house, which are these two things here. It's going to be squaring Mercury, so Chiron. It's all about healing. It's about healing trauma, wounds, triggers. Now, as we move into the middle of the week, it opposes Mars. Mars is intense energy. Mars can be impulsive energy. It's extra drive and motivation. Now, you can use this energy to impulsively. We've got the fire energy here. It's a wand, so it's all about that fire energy, which I feel is what this Mars energy coming in. So it's impulsive energy or extra energy that's going to help you move through this, whatever it is you're going through, when it involves expanding your horizons, your adventure, your higher learning, or your ethics or morals. So expanding your views on philosophies, on astrology, on tarot, on understanding how they fit in with the Bible. So the traditional values, traditional teachings coming into play with more metaphysical teachings here as well, I feel coming together. Now this is expanding your filling your cup, filling your knowledge here on these kind of things, expanding metaphysical and traditional Bible, perhaps bringing them together and merging them and learning through this situation. I feel this is what's going to be good for you this week, Virgo, looking into those things. Now, towards the end of the week, we have Venus will be trining Mars. This is helpful energy. It's the feminine, masculine energy coming together, joining forces, bringing their energy together. So it can be that creative energy. It can be expressive energy, peaceful, balancing, harmonious energy coming together with that intenseness of Mars. So this extra energy that you have coming in could be used for projects, creative projects coming together, or finding balance and harmony in your life here. So quite an intense week. It's an intense week for everybody, but it's going to be felt differently for every sign. So thank you for joining me, Virgo. I will see you again next week. From Libra, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs, I am going to be reading the astrology chart for you this week and letting you know what the planets are doing at the moment and which ones are going to be affecting you most this week. I'm also going to be pulling tarot for you to let you know what your reading will be, or how these planets are going to be affecting you over the week. Now, if you are an ascendant Libra, when I talk about houses or planets in houses, I'm talking about your message, because this affects what houses and they're the houses I'm going to be letting you know. But for the rest of the reading, all the messages will play out in any area of your life, and it will be for all Sun, Moon and Ascendant Libra signs. Now we've got some big things happening in the Sun, or in the stars or the planets this week. We have got, and this reading goes from January 20th through to January 27th, and we've got the Sun entering into Aquarius. Now this is going to affect you because it's a fellow air sign, which means this is trining helpful energy to you. So when we have this first placement or aspect that's taking place, which is the Sun coming into conjunction with Pluto, it's going to be here to help you. So whatever challenges you're going to face here with your identity, it's going to be here to help you. Now Pluto is all about changes and transformations, about facing your fears, going deep, looking at the dark side of yourself, the shadow side of yourself. It's about making changes or transformations where they're needed. Now for you Libra, this is taking place in your 9th house. So that's quite an expansive house, the 9th house. That's about, because it's ruled by Jupiter. So it's also about expanding your knowledge and higher learning here, expanding your values on your moral ethics here. You're looking into astrology and tarot and all those kind of things. It can be travel, adventure, exploration here that could be coming to the forefront of your reading. Now this energy of the Sun coming together with Pluto is going to be felt through the entire week, but it's going to be felt most strongly on the 21st of January, which will be tomorrow. So you may feel an significant shift in your identity or your personal power, or your need to stand up for yourself and emerge victorious when you feel like you are facing your fears or conquering your fears this week. It is an intense energy, so it can also bring a level of and deep intensity around your aura and magnification, so making you more magnetic to others here. Now we also, earlier on in the week, we have Mercury squaring Chiron. Mercury is all about communication, social media, expression, learning new things, questioning new things, and it's coming into a square aspect, which is a challenging aspect, with Chiron, the wounded healer. This is happening right through the week, this energy, but it's going to be felt again most intense on the 21st and 22nd. Now Mercury for you Libra is going to be your 10th house. This is your if you are an ascendant Libra, this is taking place in your house of work, your public role, your job, your career. So this is where you may be feeling this intense energy of you going deep within yourself, looking at your identity, who you really are, making any changes and transformations around what you do and how what you do represents who you really are. You could be bringing some things to an end here when it comes to your work or your career. It could be things coming to an end which you purposely do, or it could be just happening that way to benefit you in the long run. It could be the universe doing it for you, but it can also rebirth and renewal. This is what's happening here with the Pluto energy. Can signify overcoming challenges and emerging stronger because of this. Challenges will be coming to an end, or changes that will be occurring. If you're an ascendant Libra, it could be taking place in your work or your career. For everybody else, it will be any area of your life, but it will be in a way that could feel a little challenging, but it's going to be done because Pluto only wants to do things for your highest good, and it wants to make the changes and transformations for you to be genuinely, uniquely yourself in your identity. Now what that means is this is taking place in Aquarius. We are in Aquarius season, and Aquarius energy is all about being unique and looking at ways that you can not feel weighed down or restricted. It can also be looking at how you are different to other people and how you do and who you are, and making sure they are aligned to your values and aligned to who you really are. So your uniqueness about who you and how you're different to other people. So you could be ending situations around your work or your job if you're an ascendant. If not, it can be any area where you've felt like you haven't been able to be yourself in a situation. You've had to hide who you really are. So you could be bringing those situations to an end to allow you to go into things that will let you be your true self here. Now, and it's going to take courage and strength here, as we see the Strength card in the upright position, but I'm feeling the planets here, especially this strong energy coming in from Pluto, because they're playing out in your trining sign, which trining energy is here to help you. It's the energy that's going to give you that extra boost that you need to do what is right for you. It's going to bring in the extra courage. Now, it's funny because it's Leo. It's got your lion here, which we're talking about sun energy. And this sun energy, this is the placement I'm feeling most strongest, that's going to affect you the most, Libra, this week. That's why I'm giving this energy the most time, because I'm feeling this energy of Pluto conjunct the sun is going to allow you to be really courageous, bring in that Leo energy of the sun energy, because the sun rules Leo. So it's going to allow you to be courageous and strong, to bring an end to any situation where it doesn't feel uniquely aligned to you anymore, to your soul purpose anymore. Liberation with the devil in the reverse position is liberating yourself from things that make you feel held down. That's another thing that Aquarius represents, and that's what the strong energy is this week for you, Libra, is that Aquarius energy. Now, Aquarius is all about not wanting to be restricted or tied down or feel like they're having to do what everybody wants them to do. They just want to be themselves. They want to be free. It's about freedom, finding personal freedom. And I'm feeling with this devil card in the in the reverse position, is indicating you liberating yourself from situations that don't feel right for you, don't feel uniquely you. This is what energy I'm really feeling strong around you most over this current week. Now, we do have the Seven of Swords, and that indicates a level of deception. As I go down further through the astrology placements, early in the week, as I said, it's Mercury squaring energy to Chiron. This is energy of overcoming or healing through communication, saying what you feel, expressing yourself here, also very important. Then we have Mercury coming into opposition with Mars in the middle of the week. Now, Mars is in Cancer, and that for you, Libra, is going to be your fourth house of family. So family and home dynamics could come into play with this energy here, as this energy of Mercury communication comes into opposition with Mars. Mars is also impulsiveness, it's conflict, it's competitiveness, it's extra energy or extra passion. So it could be in either way. It's going to be different for everybody, but this is the energy of the planets that's playing out towards the middle of the week. Can bring mental stress, tension between thoughts and actions could come into play here, especially around family members or within your home, because it's fourth house if you're an ascendant. And I'm feeling here this could be a level of where the deception is lying as well, and finding that balancing act between being assertive with your mindfulness and avoiding conflicts, which is going to be really important over this time, especially in the middle of the week. But embracing constructive conversation, also very important, finding that balance and harmony over this time. Now, towards the end of the week, this is where the harmony comes in. We've got Venus trining Mars on the 26th. This energy will be felt through the entire week, but it most strongly will be felt towards the end of the week. So here we've got the feminine masculine energy of Mars and Venus, but that energy of intensiveness, impulsiveness, go and action, versus that balance and harmony and flowiness, and trying to find peacefulness here, bringing these two energies together. It can be about using this extra energy to do something creative, being creative with this impulsive energy or the energy you're feeling around you, but it can also be about finding harmony and balance as well with this situation here, and finding a little bit more peace and contentment towards the end of the week. But I do feel overall this energy, even though we've got the cards on the table about being strong, liberating yourself from certain things that don't feel right to you, and some endings coming up around you, I feel the strength is coming in from this Mercury, this Sun and Pluto conjunction. Sun about your identity. Pluto is such a beautiful, it's an intense planet about change and transformation, but it really does have your highest interest at heart here, especially when it comes to your mission in this life, your soul purpose. I really feel connected to Pluto being a really big role in making sure you stay in track here, and really moving dominoes and pawns around the metaphysical chessboard here to allow you to do what is right for you when it comes to your mission. So I feel this energy is quite intense for you this week, Libra. So I hope you have a beautiful week ahead. I will see you again next week. Welcome Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be taking a look at the astrology placements and letting you know which ones are going to be affecting you most this week, as well as pulling your tarot for the week ahead. Now this reading is going to go from January 20th through to January 27th as we go into Aquarius season. The Sun has just entered 0 degrees of Aquarius as of the 20th of January. So we've got this energy of Aquarius energy, which is all about finding who you uniquely are, being uniquely yourself, not being afraid to be alone, because we've got the isolation card, the hermit card, but also not being afraid to be different to other people and embracing the parts of yourself that are different, where you stand alone and you don't have to be part of a crowd here or part of a group. It's really about finding your strength in your uniqueness and your isolation, or who you really are, your unique individual person, finding the strength here. Very relevant to you over this current week. Now this planet of the Sun conjunct Pluto, the energy is going to be felt through the entire week, but it's going to be felt most strongly over the 21st and 22nd of January. It can bring in a profound feeling of self-transformation, allowing you to make significant shifts in your identity and personal power, facing your fears here and going very deep, but emerging victorious here, emerging a stronger person because of it. We do have a bit of healing here and brain fog. I feel this energy is coming in from also in the beginning of the week. We've got Mercury squaring Chiron. Mercury is in Aquarius, and for you in Capricorn, that's going to be your house of the 11th house of community. And when I talk about houses, I'm talking about Scorpio ascendants. For the rest of the Sun and the Moon Scorpios, it will play out in any part of your life, not just the parts of the houses that I'm mentioning. So 11th house is all about community, it's about projects, it's about higher purpose, working for a higher cause here, energy playing out here. Now it's squaring Chiron. Chiron is in Aries, and for you Scorpio, that's going to be your 8th house. It's about going deep. Again, it's where your house is in the traditional Scorpio wheel. Scorpio is the 8th house, so it's about, we're really working on your house here. Time to be fearless, I feel really important. Not afraid to go in on your own and do the work on your own. Face your fears on your own. Do what needs to be done here. We've got this brain fog energy, which can bring in a little bit of tiredness or confusion, little bit of lethargy, or wanting to be on your own because you don't feel you quite had the energy here to be out with everybody else. But the planets are saying that's okay. It's okay to do that. It's okay, especially with this Mercury squaring Chiron energy. Chiron's all about healing. It's about finding healing through communication or through thought as well. Healing your brain fog, your past traumas, your thoughts, your mental activity here. This is what I'm feeling is happening with this placement. You're going to be working on healing. You're going deep within your past wounds or your past traumas. Maybe you'll need to do this work alone without others, and it's about really understanding what important thoughts have on your life. So how you think about yourself is how you are projected into the world. So really going deep here and about addressing your mental thoughts here. Very important for you over this week. I feel as we have this Mercury square Chiron over the week, it's going to allow you to really understand why you think about certain things certain ways, and healing your mind. Here we have the swords. Swords are about mind and expression, and here we have another mind and expression card with the swords. So I feel this week for you is all about doing some work, some inner work, some going within and learning here, especially with this on the 21st and 22nd. But overcoming brain fog, fatigue, energy, doing a little bit of healing or resting, I feel is very important. Middle of the week we have Mercury opposing Mars. Mercury, as I said, is in the Capricorn, which is your 11th house. Mars is in Cancer, and Cancer is going to be your 5th house. This is all about finding fun, finding joy, being creative energy here. So really finding the need to be creative. I feel it could be helpful with this energy of healing here. Using the energy to heal through creativity, going to be important, or heal through happiness and joy, finding what makes you happy and joyful, because that's 5th house energy as well. Children can also be 5th house energy as well, but I feel it's also about finding joy, finding fun, finding pleasure in life, and that's what's going to also help you heal your mind here in this situation. Towards the end of the week, we have Venus trining Mars energy on the 26th. It will be felt through the entire week, but it's going to be felt most strongest on the 26th energy. Now this is Venus, masculine, feminine energy coming together with the Venus and the Mars. Trining energy is helpful energy, it's energy of the planets coming together to help each other. So it's about you coming to terms with the masculine and feminine parts of yourself. I feel it's very much a self-reading. It's not about work, partnerships or other people. It's really about going deep within yourself this week, Scorpio. So I'm feeling this energy of the masculine parts of yourself versus the feminine parts, and making sure you've got a lot of balance here, because this trining energy is also about balancing these dynamics, balancing the creative part of yourself, the flowing part of yourself, the harmonious part, along with the action side of yourself, and going to do things and being impulsive or energetic energy. It's about really balancing these two things. I feel towards the end of the week going to be a very important part of yourself. So balancing that masculine and feminine part of yourself, and make sure that you're able to express both parts of yourself as a whole. So thank you so much for joining me, Scorpio. I hope you have a beautiful week ahead. I will see you again next week. Welcome Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be taking a look at the astrology chart for you this week and letting you know which placements will be affecting you most this week. Also going to be pulling your tarot for the week ahead. Now, if I'm talking about houses, I'm talking about Sagittarius Ascendant signs. For the rest of the messages, it could be any part of your life, any part of your chart, and that will be for the Sun and the Moon and the Ascendant signs. So this reading is going to go from the 20th of January through to the 27th of January, and we have just entered into Aquarius season. Aquarius season has started as the Sun has moved into Aquarius on the 20th of January at 0 degrees. And as it makes its way into Aquarius, it's coming into conjunction with Pluto. Pluto is a planet of changes and transformations. So this is quite a dynamic energy, a dynamic conjunction with the Sun. Sun is all about your vitality and your identity, who you really are, coming into a very tight conjunction, most tightly felt on the 21st and 22nd of January, but you're going to feel it right through the week. It can bring in a feeling of profound self-transformation. You may experience some kind of significant shift in your identity or your personal power, facing your fears, standing up for yourself, making choices around your identity here. Now, they could bring in a little bit of confusing energy into the works here, really having to go deep here and understand who you really are, making any changes or transformations. Now, changes and transformations can bring in confusion as well, not knowing which direction to go, as we see with the Lovers, with the choices. And I feel this is coming in because of the Sun coming into the close contact with the planet of changes and transformations, Pluto. So here we could be looking at a bit of a rebirth and a renewal. It can signify overcoming challenges and emerging very much stronger here. But as you go into these challenges and this intensity of energy, it could be a little bit confusing which direction to go, or what things about yourself will need to change here around your identity, or things that you need to change in your life to allow you to be your unique identity, because Aquarius, where this is all playing out, is all about uniqueness and really being who you really are. Now, for you, Aquarius is your 11th house. That's all about your community values, your projects, humanitarian aspects as well. Doing things for the greater good could be coming into this as well. And not just about personal choices. It can be related to external influences could be coming into the play, into the mix, just to make it a little bit more confusing for you, Sagittarius. Now, manifestation is going to really enhance this week, over this current week, as I feel like we're moving into the middle of the week with Mercury opposing Mars. Mercury is learning new skills, learning new things, expressing yourself, using words that are dynamic and expressive and positive to bring about positive change here. Now, this Mars energy energy is intense energy. It's motivation energy, energy that makes you want to take action and do things. But it's going to be about learning as well, and it can be expression here as well because of the Mercury energy. Now it can also bring in impulsive speech, so just be aware of that. It can bring in assertive communication, but it can also bring in a little bit of mental stress, and I'm feeling like this is where the moon in the reverse position is coming in. So it can bring in a little bit of the tension between thoughts and actions can lead to a little bit of frustration or stress or a little bit of confusion. I feel that energy is quite strong in the middle of the week. It will be felt right through the whole week with this placement of Mercury opposing Mars, but it's going to be most strongest felt in the middle of the month. Now Mars is in Cancer, and Cancer for you Sagittarius is going to be your 6th house. 6th house can be about health issues, or it can be about other people, caring for other people, caring for animals as well. Also the caring industry as well plays a part here as well. Now the opposition part of this for you is going to be Mercury in Capricorn. Mercury in Capricorn is going to be your 12th house, and that brings about endings. The 12th house is a completion of a cycle, but it can also be about going with the flow when it comes to the universe. So the 12th house is all about meditation. It's about the dream world, the dream state, breaking down the boundaries between this world and the next. So this can bring in a little bit of confusion as well here, I feel as well. Now towards the end of the week, we've got Venus trining energy with Mars on the 26th. You'll feel this energy right through the week, but it's all going to be felt most strongly on the 26th of January. Now the Venus and the Mars is bringing together energy of masculine feminine, the masculine feminine parts of yourself here. This is the Lovers card in the upright position, coming together with that, and that can be male and female coming together, or it can be the male masculine feminine sides of people coming together, or yourself coming together. Now it can bring in creative expression. You can use this impulsive kind of Mars energy, or this boost of energy that comes in from Mars, to use it in a peaceful meditation flowy kind of way, or use it in a creative kind of way, because it feels quite harmonious, creative energy. I'm feeling a lot of healing energy coming in as well towards the end of the week, and quite flowy and creative. So use this spark of inspiration energy to use it very creatively, but use it for healing as well, because I feel that we've got some 6th house energy that's been triggered this week. So I feel you're going to need to use this to heal as well over this current week. But beautiful opportunities for manifesting if you use this energy to its strength, and that's all about balancing thought and action. That's where your strengths are going to lie this week. If you can manage to harmoniously combine thought with action, this is where you're going to be really able to see some great leaps when it comes to manifesting your desires. So have a beautiful week ahead, Sagittarius. I will see you again next week. Welcome Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be looking at the placements of the planets this week and how they may be affecting you, and which aspects may be affecting you most this week. I'm also going to be pulling your tarot for your message ahead, and letting me be drawn to which aspects will affect you most through the tarot. Now I'm going to be reading from the 20th of January through to the 27th of January, which means we've just moved into Aquarius season. The sun has moved out of Capricorn and is moving into Aquarius 0 degrees from the 20th of January. As it moves into this placement, or into this house, I've pulled a few cards here which I'll leave on the table. It is coming into conjunction with Pluto. This is quite an intense energy. Pluto is a planet of great changes and transformations, or facing your fears, or going deep. The sun is all about your vitality or about your identity here. So you could be having a profound self-transformation here. You may experience significant shifts in your identity or your personal power, or your ability to go deep and really analyze who you are and what your true identity is. It could be facing your shadow self, or aligning your shadow self parts of yourself, which are the parts that the world doesn't see, against your identity and who you really are. because after all, Aquarius is all about being uniquely yourself and not being afraid to shine your unique light. So here we're going deep and dark with that Pluto energy to really discover who you really are and how you're unique to everybody else. Now this energy is playing out in Capricorn. For you, this is happening in your first house. So it is all about your identity. First house is identity and who you really are, your lens you view the world from. So I'm feeling this conjunction of Sun and Pluto, the conjunction of Mercury. Sorry, it's a squaring position. Mercury will be squaring Chiron on the 21st, earlier in the week. Mercury is in Capricorn, your first house. I feel these placements with Mercury is quite active over this week. And Mercury is in your first house. So I feel this is the energy you're going to feel the most this week. So this is the energy that I'll give the most time. Now Mercury squaring Chiron. The squaring aspect is a little bit challenging, but allows you to work through it to emerge stronger because of it. So here we've got this energy of Chiron, where the energy is squaring Chiron. Chiron's the wounded healer, so it's about healing, it's about past wounds, it's about past traumas or past pains. Mercury is about communication, learning new things, expressing yourself. So you could be having difficult conversations this week. You may face challenges in expressing your true feelings or articulating your pain to others. You may find healing through communication or sharing your experiences with other people. You may find that validating or healing in some way. I'm also feeling a little bit of mental blocks coming in with this energy of this Mercury squaring Chiron. You may have obstacles in understanding or processing past situations here, but I feel like a bit of restlessness coming in with that Four of Swords in reverse. Really having to go deep here with this meditation card, so going deep and through this energy here, but it could feel a little bit restless, this energy, as we work through the Mars in the middle of the week when we have Mercury opposing Mars. So Mars is in your 7th house of relationships if you are a Capricorn ascendant. We've got Mars sitting across from Mercury. Mercury sitting in your 1st house, Mars is sitting in your 7th house on the axis across from each other. Now what that does, it can bring in impulsive speech, because Mars is very impulsive. Mars is very a burst of energy, and Mercury is all about speech, communication. So you might be prone to speaking your mind without considering the consequences, which can lead to some kind of misunderstandings. Recklessness I'm feeling with this energy, Knight of Wands in the reverse. Reckless when it comes to your speech or your words here because of Mars opposing Mercury. This is what's really going to be affecting you most this week. Felt strongly through the whole week, but strongest on the 24th, the middle of the week. Now it can be a little bit of a balancing act. The key here lies to balancing your assertiveness with your mindfulness to avoid conflicts and embrace constructive discussions. That's what's going to be most helpful for you this week. On a positive note, this assertive communication can encourage you to be more direct and assertive in expressing your ideas and opinions. Feeling this is what the energy is that's going to be strongest with you. Now surrendering to the situation, surrendering to knowing that it's just the planets, where the planets are moving at the moment, and that this will pass. This energy is here to help you. Pluto is wonderful planet for making sure you're on track with your soul purpose and forming part of your identity with the Sun here, and this is playing out in Aquarius. So for you Capricorn, this is going to be your 12th house of going with the flow here, really tapping into source here, meditating, really important over this current week, really just putting everything else to rest, taking a bit more time here, suspend your activities, suspend any reckless behavior or jumping in too fast, really just being about going with the flow here, this energy. So being very wary about being too reckless with this Mars energy, because this Mars energy is really going to affect you this week because it's opposing your 1st house. So you're going to feel this very strongly. So doing this by not being reckless or restless, and really just surrendering to the flow of the planets here this week, going with the flow, taking more time to go within, go very deep, understand your identity, understand your uniqueness, and bringing and allowing that to show and shine here. I feel that's what's most important. So thank you so much for joining me, Capricorn. I hope you have a beautiful week ahead, and I will see you again next week. Welcome Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be looking at the chart for you this week, having a look at which aspects may be affecting you most this week, Aquarius, and pulling your tarot for the week ahead. Now, we have just entered into Aquarius season. The Sun has just gone 0 degrees as of the 20th of January into your first house. Now, when I talk about houses, I'm talking about the Ascendant Aquarius. Otherwise, for Sun and Moon sign Aquarius, it could play out in any part of your life. And the messages here are for all Sun, Moon and Ascendant Aquarius signs, but when I talk about houses, I'm talking about the Aquarius Ascendant. So here we've got on the table a few cards here for you. We've got Resilience of the Nine of Wands in the upright position. We've got the Knight of Cups in the reverse, bringing in a little bit of moodiness. And we've got the Empress in reverse, bringing in, making you address of where you're dependent on other people. Now, taking a look here, what is going to play out in the biggest way for you this week is going to be that conjunction between the Sun and Mercury. They're playing out in your first house. It's a very intense energy. You have Pluto in your house already, Aquarius, so you're no stranger to this energy of Pluto. This changes and transformations for your highest good, but it really brings into play your identity here with the Sun in a really big way. You're going to be looking at who you are, what is important to you, and what changes you need to make in your life to really allow you to be truly unique, who you are in your identity that you portray to the world. So being yourself and not being afraid to be yourself to the rest of the world. Very important here. Now, the Sun conjunct Pluto will be felt through the whole week, but felt most strongly on the 21st and 22nd. It can bring in a profound transformation. You may experience significant shifts in your identity and your personal power here. It's quite intense energy. It could be played out in a way where you are very magnetic towards other people, and people will be drawn to your aura this week. It can bring in deep insights here, the potential to really uncover the deep dark parts of yourself here, because Pluto is all about the deep dark parts of yourself, and the Sun wants to shine a light on who you really are, your unique identity here. This is what's playing out most strongly for you this week. Also, this energy here between the conjunction of the Sun and Pluto, it will be about renewal and rebirth, and it could signify overcoming challenges and emerging stronger in your personality because of it. Also, earlier on in the week, we have Mercury squaring Chiron this week. So this can bring in difficulty in conversations. It can bring in tense conversations because the Chiron is all about the wounded healer, past traumas, past pains. It could bring in difficulties in expressing yourself or challenges in articulating your pain to other people or your feelings to other people. This is what this moodiness card here is with the King of Cups in the reverse position. Cups is also about your emotions and your relationships with other people here. So we've got this resilience energy of really wanting to keep things to yourself, not wanting to make any changes, just keep things going the way they are. But this energy of not being able to budge through whatever's going on around you, like it's not going to change. It feels like things are just staying the same. This energy feels like even the people around you, they're not going to change, and it could make you quite moody and restless because of it. Now, it also shows a scenario here where you're looking at how you're dependent on the people around you, because we've got this energy of changes that need to be made, not being made, or won't be made. That could make you restless or frustrated here. Moody is another way of looking at it, but it's all about what level you're willing to accept of other people's behaviors, because how you're dependent on particular relationships around you with this energy here. Now, Mercury squaring Chiron can bring up difficult conversations. It can make you express being able to express how you really feel. It could be difficult. You could find difficulties in doing that over this current week. I do feel, though, healing will come from the communications and being able to share yourself in a very deep way, and that is happening because of this Mercury square Chiron. You will heal your situations through communication if you're able to overcome these barriers here. Now, as we move into the middle of the week, Mercury is going to oppose Mars. Mercury is in Capricorn, which for you, Aquarius, is going to be your second house. Now, this brings up areas of your resourcefulness, your dependence on others, you being able to support yourself here. These are the things that are coming to play with the second house. Second house is how you support yourself, your skills, your what you have, your confidence, what you have that's required in order for you to feel resourceful, versus your dependence on other people. These things are coming to play here over this current week. Now, with this energy of Mercury being in your second house, Mercury is communication. So being able to communicate your importance or your value within relationships is also important here as well. It can bring a level of healing in your relationships or on your personal journey over this time. Now, there can be a little bit of mental stress here I'm feeling with this, and this is what this moodiness is. It can bring in a little bit of mental stress, and that can be because of the tension between thought and action, which is playing out between Mercury opposing Mars in the middle of the week. Energy plays out through the whole week, but felt strongly through the middle of the week, most on the 24th. Towards the end of the week, we've got Venus trining Mars on the 26th. Again, it will be felt through the whole week, but felt most strongly on the 26th of January. This can bring about balancing that masculine feminine aspects of yourself or the relationships coming together. So balancing relationships here. It can also be about this burst of energy coming in from Mars that's going to allow you to use that in a very harmonious way in your life or through a very creative project here, because Venus is very creative in how it will use that energy. But I do feel it can be about attractiveness and charm here. I'm feeling with this energy here. There's that energy here around relationships and people not changing and you needing to somehow prove yourself here. I'm feeling with this. Because we're talking second house. And this is mostly if you're an Aquarius ascendant here when I'm talking second house. Second house is your self-worth. It's like how you feel about your value and what you bring to the world, the value you bring to relationships, the value you bring to your work, your set of skills that you have. So I'm feeling like there's this level of having to express that with these planets that's playing out without being too emotional, or understanding certain things are not going to change, and things that you need to change, perhaps you're going to have struggle making those changes here, I'm feeling. So quite intense cards for you, but I feel the intensity of the energy most with the astrology being the Sun conjunct Pluto finally coming into your first house, allowing you to really shine in a unique way. Especially if you've already started making these changes and transformations that Pluto is imposing on you. So I feel if you've already began this process of changes and transformations that Pluto's happening in your first house, then I feel the Sun energy highlighting this or shining its energy is going to allow you to shine yourself in a more unique way, to shine your true identity here. That's what's going to be happening over this week. So thank you so much for joining me, Aquarius. I will see you again next week. I hope you have a beautiful week ahead. Welcome Pisces, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be reading the astrology chart for you today and letting you know which aspects or planets may be affecting you most over this current week. I'm also going to be pulling the tarot to give you a message for the week ahead. Now, when I talk about houses, I'm talking about Pisces ascendants only. But other than that, all the other messages will be relevant. They'll just indicate in different areas of your life. Different for everybody because this is a group reading, so they will be in any areas of your life. But when I get specific about houses and which areas, I'm talking about the Pisces ascendants only. Now this reading is going from January 20th through to January 27th, and we have just gone into Aquarius season. The Sun has just entered Aquarius at 0 degrees at the moment on the 20th of January. Aquarius energy, and the best way to use this Aquarius season is by freeing yourself from ties that bind or things that make you feel trapped, things that don't allow you to be your authentic self. Aquarius energy is all about being authentic, being truly you, being different to everybody else, not having to feel like you have to fit in with everybody else, doing things your way, doing things in a way that allow you to feel free and not burdened. That's what Aquarius energy is. Now I am feeling here with the 10 of Swords in the reverse, it's all about releasing burdens here, letting go of burdens. It's about taking that sword to the cords that drain you, but also to the things that tie you down and don't let you be who you really are. What I mean about this is, are you doing or living your life in a way that is truly unique? Over this month that we have Aquarius season, you're going to be taking a deep look into who you really are, how you're unique, and if you're living your life in that unique way that suits who you really are, because that's what Sun is all about in Aquarius. It's about highlighting your uniqueness, how you're different to others, and making sure that you're shining your light in your most unique way. Now, it's coming into conjunction with Pluto. Pluto wants to make changes and transformations for your highest good. It wants to make sure you're completing your mission, what you came here to do. It makes those changes that allows you to continue on your journey in your most unique way, not having to do things because they had to be done or that's the life you've had to live. It's really here about engaging in what you were meant to do when you came into this life and who you really are. That's what this planet energy is all about. So Sun conjunct Pluto will be felt over the entire week, but it will felt most strongly on the 21st and 22nd of January. It can bring out a feeling of profound self-transformation. You may experience significant shifts in your identity or personal power, your ability to face your fears and really know who you really are. It's an intense energy. It could bring in deep insights as well in covering truths about yourself, who you really are, what your uniqueness is, and what you really came here to do. It can bring in rebirth, birth, and renewal, allowing you to overcome challenges and emerge stronger, because Pluto wants you to take the direction of your soul's purpose. Now, we've also got energy in the beginning of the week of Mercury squaring Chiron. Mercury is in Capricorn. That's your third house, and that is your communication house, your expression house, how you express yourself. Now, Mercury is a planet it rules the third house, so it is the planet of expression and communication here. So I'm feeling you're also going to be really affected by this placement, which takes place through the whole week, but felt strongest on the 21st of January. Now, Mercury is all about communication, as I said. Chiron is about healing, past wounds, traumas, or expressing your pain to others. Now, what that means is that Mercury squaring Chiron can bring up difficult conversations. It may be you facing challenges in expressing your true feelings or articulating your pain to other people. Can bring in mental blocks because you may have some obstacles in understanding how to process these past wounds or these things that make you feel restricted here, because after all, it is all about Aquarius season, and that's about looking at where we feel restricted. Aquarius wants to free you. Aquarius season wants to allow you to feel freer in your journey. So this is what's coming out on the cards for you as well. So also felt very strongly. Now, healing through communication is also very important with this placement of Mercury squaring Chiron. Now, Mercury is going to be very busy this week. Mercury in Capricorn, which is your third house of communication. So you may feel communication is very busy this week for you, or very important. Now, it can also mean social media, because Mercury also does rule social media. So social media may be quite a big thing over this week as well for you. Now, it could be healing through communication, or being able to express yourself or express your feelings in order to feel healed from whatever pain or whatever you're experiencing here, or even if it's growth. I'm feeling this level of growth coming in for you as well, Pisces. Now, Mercury is going to be opposing Mars in the middle of the week. So Mercury, which is sitting in your third house, is going to be sitting across from Mars. Mars is sitting in Cancer. Cancer for you is going to be your ninth house of exploration, adventure, higher learning, your ethics, your values, your fairness, justice here as well. So this, I'm feeling, is the middle of the week. This is what we're playing out here, trying to get a good balance of fairness as Mercury opposes Mars. Mercury is communication and expression. Mars is impulsiveness, competition. It can be a boost of energy coming in, but you're going to have to be aware of being impulsive when it comes to communication. You may be more prone to speaking your mind without considering consequences here in the middle of the week, which can lead to misunderstandings, people not really understanding what you're trying to say here. It can bring in a bit of mental stress here as you trying to balance this tension between your thoughts and your actions, which can lead to a little bit of frustration and stress as well. So these are not for everybody, it won't happen to everybody, but these are the kind of energies that Mercury opposing Mars will bring, and it all comes down to your learning, to social media, to expression here as well, because it's playing out around your third house, especially if you're a Pisces ascendant. Otherwise it can be any part of your life. Now, towards the end of the week, we have Venus trining Mars. Venus is going into your sign, going into Pisces there, so into your first house, Pisces. So you're going to be affected by this placement as well, this aspect. Now, luckily for you, trining aspect between Mars and Venus is a helpful aspect. Venus energy wants to team up with Mars energy and help you on your journey. That means your physical and your masculine and feminine aspects of yourself joining forces and allowing you to achieve what you need to achieve, or do what you need to do to especially release any of these burdens or things that make you feel weighed down. Towards the end of the week, you're going to find it much easier to get this balance here. I'm feeling it's definitely balance here, and it's going to be more helpful over at the end of the week when this Mars trines Venus, these energies kind of play together, play happily together. But you've got some choices when it comes to that. It can be around relationships as well, or lovers. It can be relationships or balancing, getting a good balance here. But really, I feel this balanced energy coming in towards the end of the week. So just play it safe, play it nice. Don't be too impulsive with your conversation over the start of the month, as we towards the end of the month is going to be more fair and balanced with the masculine, feminine energies, and being able to express yourself in a clearer, more balanced way at the end of the week. So thank you for joining me, Pisces. I hope you have a beautiful week ahead, and I will see you again next week.